Hi, Beth.
Good to see you.
You too.
When I was 13, I believed in God, but I didn't really know Jesus. And my godmother sent me a book called God Smugglers by Brother Andrew. And I remember being so impacted. One, that this man would go behind the Iron Curtain and risk so much to share the gospel with people. But two, all these kind of crazy miracles that happened on a daily basis. So he had a car that just stopped working and he prayed and it would move even though so much in it was broken, and he would be go cross borders and guards would check his car and it was full of Bibles, but the guards just didn't see these Bibles. And I was blown away that there was a God who cared so much in kind of daily situations. You're involved in the One Church project. Could you tell us about that and the connection with Brother Andrew?
Absolutely. Thanks, Beth. So, many people have probably heard of, like you say, Brother Andrew or Open Doors. But for anyone who doesn't know about Open Doors, it's a charity that exists to support persecuted Christians all around the world. And it started with one man, Brother Andrew, like you say, back in the 1950s, going into communist Poland. And now it's spread to basically cover over 70 countries around the world. So supporting our brothers and sisters around the world in living out their faith in the harshest of circumstances. So the One Church project is a relatively new initiative. So it's an open doors project, and it started in 2021. And a number of churches in the UK and Ireland were basically asked if they would support this initiative, and our church is one of them. So I'm the point of contact for Winchester Vineyard, and basically it's a really simple but really effective project. I think of it as sort of putting a name and a face to the persecuted church, if you like. So basically, once every 3 months, we have a webinar with people on the ground in Southeast Asia. So people who are persecuted for their faith on the ground, so that we can pray specifically about the things that are affecting them, and also hear about what life is really like for them, and how we can help with prayer, and also practically with other support. And so that's once a quarter, like I say, and then a sanitized version of those prayer points are then shared more widely with the rest of the church. Anyone who wants to pray, there's a WhatsApp group, a One Church WhatsApp group, and whenever I get those prayer points, I post them on there. Our church also gives to the project financially, and yeah, we are fully supportive of the One Church project.
I imagine there's lots of praying and you have your literature and that directs your prayers, but it's not like you can just ask the person if it's changed their situation. Do you ever get to hear back, a response to or changes that have happened because of prayer?
Actually, yes. So we do have these calls every quarter, which are just amazing because you're actually on a call with it's so humbling to be with people who are experiencing extreme persecution in a lot of situations, from physical abuse to losing their jobs, having their bank accounts closed because they've become a Christian, because they've become a follower, but a whole range of sort of daily details and ways in which people are really impacted for following Jesus, and who say, please don't pray for persecution to stop, because just pray that we have the strength to withstand, because more and more people are coming to faith as a result of the persecution, which is just so humbling. But there was an occasion a few months ago where a couple from one of the countries that we are involved with came across to the UK to give an update on what's going on there. And while I was at this actual in-person meeting, and there was a time of prayer for this country. And so I prayed, and as part of praying, I just knelt down to pray for this place. And later on, one of the ladies who was across here from her country said, she came across to me and said, "I can't believe that you knelt down to pray for my country and my situation, even though you don't know me." And she said, "I'm going back home tomorrow, but I will always take with me the fact that someone who didn't know me would bother to kneel before God for me and for what's going on." And that blew me away. But yeah, she was so encouraged by the fact that, for us, that's very ordinary, isn't it? We pray for each other, and if one part suffers, the whole body suffers. But yeah, very simply, the power of prayer was, very clearly demonstrated to me in that sort of encounter.
Do you have a story of someone that together we could pray for, that you could share?
Oh, absolutely. So there is, well, one couple actually. So there's a lady called Susanna Coe, and she's a Malaysian lady, and her husband's a pastor. He's called Raymond Coe. Back in 2017, he was abducted off the motorway in broad daylight just near Kuala Lumpur. And the footage of this abduction sort of was shared in the media, and it was sort of well documented. And there was a Human Rights Commission in Malaysia that concluded that he was a victim of basically an enforced disappearance. And the government put together a task force, but there haven't been any answers or any sightings of Raymond Coe since that time. So he is still missing. And his wife, Susanna, is hugely brave. So in the Christian family, they've got three children, Jonathan, Elizabeth, and Esther, grown up children now. And they're so brave in being vocal and in keeping the spotlight on Raymond and on searching for him and searching for answers. And so that's a situation that we are frequently asked to pray into as a church. And in particular for the safety, in recent weeks, we've been asked in particular to pray for the safety of the legal team involved in that case, that they would be kept safe, as well as Raymond and Susanna and Esther and Jonathan and Elizabeth. So if we could pray about that as a family, well, we know it makes all the difference. So if we could just pray for God's kingdom to come and his will to be done in that situation, and for answers as to Raymond's whereabouts, that would be amazing.
How else could someone respond and be part of this?
Yes, sorry, yes. So there is the WhatsApp prayer group. If anyone is interested, I mean, it's really low key. It's not a massive commitment. So basically, I post prayer points on there as I get them, and you can just weave them into your normal day, however you normally pray. You can just weave it in, be that at dinner or at night, morning, whenever. So if that's of interest, then just get in touch with me or pop a message over to the church office, and I'd love to connect with you. Alternatively, Open Doors has loads and loads of resources online. So if you're interested more generally in the work of Open Doors, you can write to people who are our brothers and sisters who are persecuted and imprisoned in parts of the world. I've done that before. You can write to them, and Open Doors will send letters to people. So and they get them, which is amazing. So there's lots and lots of ways that you can get involved with Open Doors. If you go to opendoorsuk.org, then there's lots and lots of information there.
Brilliant, thank you. And then there's also Reach prayer meeting that happens once a month, that people are very welcome to join. We pray for unreached people groups, so by association that means people are being persecuted as well. So people are welcome to join us for that prayer meeting. Great, well, thank you, Tess, so much for sharing. That was really inspiring and has opened my eyes a lot. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.